Today's gonna be a chill first impressions video. I'm going to try on everything in the Victoria Beckham Cocoa Collection. It is currently sold out, $159, limited edition. What I am the most looking forward to right now is trying on the eyeliner in the new shade Cocoa Pavé. Ooh, we have the eye wardrobe in Cocoa, her Future Lash, her tubing mascara, which I've never tried. The new liner I was telling you about, then Cocoa Pavé, and the original. How do you get this out? The Cocoa liner. Before we do anything, I want to swatch this Cocoa Pavé liner. Let's see. Oh, that's pretty. Let's see it next to the classic Cocoa liner. Okay, the original is richer, it's darker. Yeah, so mainly the difference is in depth. This one is darker because they're both just as neutral, a neutral brown. Let's say Cocoa Pavé on the eyes. I want to start from the halfway. Thicker over here. Let's use a spongy tip to manipulate it a little bit. All I want is to soften it so that it's more smoky. Wait, are the sparkles concentrating along the lash line only? Did they get stuck there when I ran over the line with the spongy thing? Okay, no, now I'm seeing them towards the very end of the liner. Now I want to put some here on the outer lower lash. It's so smooth. I love how creamy it is. But this applicator thing is not gonna cut it before it sets down. I gotta act quick here. I'm getting a pencil brush. Man, did it set down already? You don't have a big window of playtime to work with before it sets down. Well, that is a questionable wing, but that's okay. I will fix it with a makeup wipe. This is what I wanted to see, whether or not you could see the sparkle, and I think you can. Let's get some close-ups here. Yeah, even at this distance, I can see the twinkling. The particles are very scattered. It's not a glitter bomb effect. So here it is, not as dark as the original, but I do like the sparkle effect, which is why they're called Satin Kajal Jewel Liners. Okay, now let's get to the eyeshadow. This is my first Victoria Beckham eyeshadow, and right away, the compact feels super solid, very weighty. It's a refillable compact. It's made of brass, glass, stainless steel, and aluminum, I think it is. Let me give you a close-up of the packaging. Ooh, I actually love it. The fact that the lid stays open, it doesn't collapse down, like for example, the Hourglass palettes. This will stay put at any angle you place it. Look at that, that is super nice. Then you press this button and it springs open. What a nice touch. Yeah, this compact feels very solid and it's meant to last you a very long time. Let's do some swatches. Okay, that feels very silky, a little bit powdery. How many different finishes do we have here? So far, I think it's about 3 different finishes. We have 2 mattes, then more of a satin shimmer color, and then more of a metallic. The palette is looking pretty warm, mainly because of this shade. Let's see. And then the matte brown. Yeah, this seems to have a lot of red in it. That is gonna give us a beautiful bronzy effect. And then the matte, the darkest shade here for the outer corner. These are looking pretty warm, pretty orange. Let's see what they look like on the eyes. Let's start with this matte all over the shade. It does seem to be very pigmented. Tapping it off and taking that along the crease. Super easy to apply, very blendable. They do go on very fast and they blend beautifully. I got it done in like 2 seconds. Now with a pencil brush, same shade, tapping it off, Refer 26, and I'm gonna run it along the lower lash. I am doing a look for every day right now, and after that we'll build on it and make it more nighttime. So let's go in with this yellowy gold color that looks a little too orange. Beautiful satin finish. Let's see what we get with the finger. Okay, yeah, so more of a pop with the finger as expected. I don't like this. I do like the finish of this color, but it's looking too orangey for my taste at least. I'm just gonna keep going because it might come together on its own towards the end. Who knows? Let's go in with this metallic shade. Where should I put it? Over here. I'm not liking how it's laying down with the finger. It's accentuating my folds, isn't it? Let's get a brush and go over that with a brush. What is happening? What's going on? I assumed that I was gonna love these eyeshadows. I think that's much better, but let's try again on the other side with the brush from the get-go. Now it's coming together more because it's covering up the orange, this matte, and it's just peeking through as a transition shade over here. So it's not as dominant as it was earlier. Let's continue with this metallic, deeper brown. And I'm gonna start, I'm still concentrating it on the outer V. Really beautiful bronzy color. This is quickly turning into a night look. So before I continue, let's try on the mascara in the shade Cocoa. So the whole set is inspired by the Cocoa shade. You see that? You can definitely see that it's brown, but let's see how brown, because it's tricky. I don't want it to look red on my eyelashes. That's just distracting whenever you're talking to someone and they're wearing a strange shade of mascara. I do like the wand. It is really thin and it's letting me get to the very base of the lash. Feels kind of thick. Because normally when you first open mascaras, they're very wet. This one feels more dense, not necessarily a flaw because it is not causing clumps, but I don't know how I feel about it yet. It doesn't look artificially brown. It does separate. I do like the lift that it's giving me. First impressions, the formula feels strangely dense and thick. It's supposed to have a technology called IRT, instant removal technology. If it does come off easily, supposedly all you need is warm water and almost no pressure. You wipe your eye with a cloth and the mascara is supposed to wipe off effortlessly. If that's the case, then it has earned some respect. Otherwise, it has not. I had a feeling that this look was gonna come together towards the end, and I think that it did. Once you have those three shades blended together, they look beautiful. We have not gone in with the darkest one. So let's do that, and let's go for a really sultry eye look. Let's see what we come up with. What I wasn't thrilled about before is that I thought it was looking way too peachy. And peaches on me, on my skin tone, it just makes me look kind of ill. This is a perfect test right here to see if this formula really does blend out well. This happens to me all the time. That out here needs more blending to make it look smooth. Sometimes with other palettes, I can't get it fixed. For the last video with the Danessa Myricks palette, with those neutrals, they really impressed me, their ability to blend out. This one seems to be blending out really nicely as well. And of course, what's gonna make the biggest impact is eyeliner, tight lining. This eyeliner has no trouble showing up in the waterline. I love that about it. I don't want a super clean line, so I'm gonna go in before it sets. I mentioned playtime briefly, but that's a big deal, and it's a big selling point about this eyeliner. This creamy texture, it's really a double-edged sword. It's a very good thing, especially for those of us over 40. We don't want to tug on that delicate eyelid skin. If you keep stressing it over a prolonged period of time, that contributes to aging it. So we don't want to do that. We want a seamless glide, but we also want long wear. So how do we get that glide without tugging, but where it lasts all day, without moving around, without smudging, without transferring? That is one of the genius things about this eyeliner. After 30, let's say 30 to 60 seconds, it locks in and you can no longer move it. So I suggest that you work one eye at a time, blend it, and then move on to the other eye so it doesn't dry on you. Another thing that's special about this eyeliner, when it comes to the eyes where things get easily irritated, it's important to have a well thought out formula. This one is ophthalmologist tested, dermatologist tested, and not only that, but the ingredients that it contains, they seem to be functionally beneficial to the health of your eye skin. For example, chamomile extract, that's part of the ingredient list. It's known to be soothing. Also panthenol, which I think is vitamin B5, and that helps with hydration so that the skin under the eyeliner is not dried out, that it is maintaining its hydration. Once you start digging into her formulas, it becomes evident that, okay, it might not be just all fluffy marketing. Then again, the ingredients that I mentioned, but in what concentrations are they present? Are they even efficacious? Basically, are they doing anything for us, or are they just sounding nice in an ingredients list? And that is something that I truly don't understand, why brands don't go a step further. And instead of just saying, oh yeah, it contains chamomile extract, but it contains chamomile extract at X concentration levels, so that the consumer is not left wondering, okay, is this making a difference for real, or is it just marketing? That dark brown looks terrible. Can we blend it out? What's happening here? This line right there. That line is not going away, but is it me? Was it? No, I don't think it was me. I think it was the eyeshadow and how I placed it haphazardly, right? But that looks terrible. All right, that's looking nice and smoky. Let's agree that the blend on this eye is a fail, but that's fine. Let's move on to the Pavé liner and layering it and see what we get. I'm gonna layer it both top and bottom. I do want to compare the mascara color to the one from Lisa Eldridge, the burnt umber color. This is the Lisa Eldridge Kitten Lash. So Lisa's definitely has more red. Victoria Beckham's is more neutral. Now I do want to show you a comparison of the Pavé to a Lisa Eldridge sparkly liner that I really like, and that is the one in Renaissance Gold. I don't know which one I like better, Lisa's or the Victoria one. They're different. What I really like about Lisa's is that it's this beautiful bronzy tone. I think the sparkles are more subdued than Victoria Beckham, right? Yeah, definitely. The sparkle is more noticeable and this one is more subtle. I just love the tone and how my brown eyes look against this shade. To finish things off, I do need more blush. So I'm gonna go in with the Westman Atelier blush in Petal, a tiny bit, just to get a little bit more color on the cheeks. Final thoughts. I am very pleased with this collection. The only problem that I had was here, as you can clearly see towards the corners at the blend, I just couldn't get it to blend out properly. But overall, when it comes to this color story, this eyeshadow formula, you know, it's very easy to look at browns and to think, oh, those are just boring browns. Finding a brown that is your brown, meaning that it actually flatters your eyes, that it coordinates well with the rest of the colors. Here, the way they all come together into this this, yes, warm bronzy look. I think it looks beautiful. I'll keep using it and I'll update you to see whether I keep running into blending issues. The first product from Victoria Beckham that I got was an eyelid luster. This one right here in honey. Then I bought the Cocoa Eyeliner. After that, I got her new blush tints and now the Cocoa Collection. So I've been little by little dipping my toes into the brand, and every product that I have of her so far, no complaints. So I'm considering diving in deeper. I find her formulas really interesting, as you've heard me talk about her cheek tint and how, why didn't I wear this instead? I'm gonna put it on right now. I was already impressed with her eyeliner, but I think that what she did with this tint was really cool. Who else is doing a blush tint? No one. You see how easy that is, and it just adds the most natural flush. I love this. So I was super impressed with this formula. In other words, I am diving in deeper into the Victoria Beckham brand. I do want to get to know it better. I think you'll be happy to hear that, but just to confirm, down in the comments, let me know, are you interested in her products? So yes, I consider the Cocoa Collection a success so far, but we gotta see if the mascara really does come off as easy as they claim. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give me a like if you did, and consider subscribing if you haven't already. I'll see you in the next one.